Today, we honor all fathers and father figures, those individuals who have mentored us, encouraged us, and saw our potential. I heard a quote that said, "A father is neither an anchor to hold us back, nor a sail to take us there, but a guiding light whose love shows us the way." Those people who provide a guiding light, an example, and our role models allow love to show us the way so that we might achieve great things through serving others and making the world a better place. On this Father's Day, we celebrate all people, especially men who coached, supported, encouraged, and loved us. One of the most powerful scenes that many of us here saw of a father's love and devotion to their son was during the 1992 Olympic Summer Games in Barcelona. Derek Redmond arrived there determined to win a medal in the 400-meter race. The color of the medal was meaningless. He just wanted to win one. Just one. You see, he had been forced to withdraw from the previous Olympics in 1988, minutes before the race, because of an Achilles heel tendon injury. He underwent 5 surgeries over the next year in hopes of coming back and winning a medal. Derek's father, Jim, had accompanied him to Barcelona, just as he did for all world competitions. They were as close as father and son could be. The day of the races arrived. Father and son reminisced about what it took for Derek to get to this point. They agree that if anything bad happens, no matter what it is, Derek has to finish the race, period. The race begins, and Redmond breaks from the pack and quickly seizes the lead. Down the backstretch, only 175 meters away from finishing, Redmond is a shoo-in to make the finals. Suddenly, he hears a pop in his right hamstring. He pulls up limping as if he has been shot. His face pales, his leg quivering. Redmond begins hopping on one leg and then slows down and falls to the track. As he lay on the track, clutching his right hamstring, a medical personnel unit runs towards him. At the same time, Jim Redmond, seeing his son in trouble, races down from the top row of the stands, sidestepping people, bumping into others. He has no credentials to be on the track, but all he is thinking about is getting to his son to help him. "I wasn't going to be stopped by anyone," he later tells the media. On the track, Redmond realizes his dream of an Olympic medal is gone. Tears run down his face. Then, in a moment that will live forever in the minds of millions, Redmond lifts himself to his feet ever so slowly and starts hobbling down the track to the finish line, all by himself. All in the name of pride and heart. Slowly, the crowd, in total disbelief, rises and begins to roar. One painful step at a time, with his face twisted with pain and tears, Redmond limps onward, and the crowd, many in tears, cheer him on. Suddenly, Jim Redmond finally gets to the bottom of the stands. He leaps over the railing, avoids a security guard, and runs out to his son, with 2 security people chasing after him. "That's my son out there," he yells back to security, "and I am going to help him." Finally, Jim reaches his son at the final curve, about 120 meters from the finish, and wraps his arm around his waist. "I'm here, son," Jim says softly, hugging his boy. "We'll finish together." Derek puts his arm around his father's shoulder and sobs. Together, arm in arm, father and son, with 65,000 people cheering, clapping, and crying, finish the race just as they vowed they would. A couple steps from the finish line, with the crowd in an absolute frenzy, Jim releases the grip he has on his son, so Derek could cross the finish line by himself. Then he throws his arm around Derek again, both crying, along with everyone in the stands and on TV. "I am the proudest father alive," he tells the press afterwards, tears in his eyes. "I'm prouder of him than I would have been if he had won the gold medal. It took a lot of guts for him to do what he did today." This is a father's love. To help his child achieve his dreams, to encourage him, to cheer him on, and help carry him through the painful moments of life that life throws our way. This is what a father figure, a mentor, a coach does to show their love. This is what we are called to do to show God's love. Paul wrote in 1 Thessalonians, "We dealt with each one of you like a father with his children, urging and encouraging you and pleading that you lead a life worthy of God." We are not only called to encourage the youth of our community to achieve their dreams, but also to become a disciple of Christ. And I'm not talking to only the men in this room, but to all people. We are all called to be mentors, role models, and father figures who teach our children with our actions and lives instead of just words. Because children watch adults for a living. It's their job. It's what they do. That's why it's so important to be the best role model for them. All of us in this room are role models for our youth, young adults, and heck, even other adults sometimes. We are always learning from each other. We are all looking for someone to encourage us, to believe in us. We are all looking for someone we can turn to in times of crisis and a shoulder to cry on. We are all role models to each other, all father figures to each other. And just because we have been called to pass on this faith, this wisdom we have acquired over the years with others, doesn't mean we do it right all the time. We're going to make mistakes. The host of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, invited people to send in their favorite parent fails. And we have all had these moments when we have messed up or made mistakes with children. One parent wrote in, "I forgot to fill the piñata with candy at my daughter's birthday party one year. That was awkward." Another wrote in, "My dad is a horrible speller. One Christmas, I got a present from Satan." There are times we are going to make mistakes, But there are moments when our actions will shine so bright that everyone's faith in humanity is restored. I think of the father who made his son's wheelchair into an ice cream truck for Halloween so that he didn't feel left out. Another dad wore a Little Red Riding Hood costume because his daughter wanted to be the wolf. And there's the father who said, "I'm a guy, and I get my toenails painted every Wednesday by my 6-year-old daughter, because that was something she did with her mom before she passed away of breast cancer. And I wear sandals as much as I can, because she does a really good job." These are wonderful fathers who are doing incredible things in the name of love. There are no set rules on how to do fatherhood. Being a great dad is like shaving. No matter how good you shave today, you have to do it again tomorrow. That's what it takes to be a good dad, a good mentor, a good coach, a good church family to those looking to us for guidance, love, acceptance, and support. Each day we are called to live out our faith through actions, knowing that others are watching us and looking to us as a role model. Through our choices to attend church, giving back to our community, making a person in need a meal. These are ways in which we are passing down our values and our faith to the next generation. One night, a father overheard his son pray, "Dear God, make me the kind of man my daddy is." Later that night, the father prayed, "Dear God, make me the kind of man my son wants me to be." May we all pray to be father figures, role models, and disciples of Christ that others can look and turn to throughout their lives. And may the generation after us set their hope in God, as our psalm declared. Amen.